Right now, I feel really good. Collectively, I feel like we have a strong group. We have some depth there as we didn't have a year ago. And overall, man, they're doing extremely well. Taking the meeting room to Indy, taking Indy to the team settings, and very pleased with the group right now.
How's Ray Davis doing physically in terms of holding up? It feels like that's the only missing piece is just whether he's on the field.
Yeah, I think Coach Lee said it at the end, like your biggest ability is your availability, and I think he's doing a great job of taking care of his body. It's one of those things he got to be on the front end of it, not the back end of it. And right now, doing well. Condition level seems to be pretty good, and practicing really hard. So we're pleased where he is from a physical standpoint.
Is this a three-headed monster situation, or you could see one guy emerging as kind of that bell cow as the season goes on?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we got a really strong group. Could be a three-headed monster. Somebody could emerge. All we're trying to do is just go out there and compete, have fun, strengthen the team, and let the best man play. But I think that at the running back position, you got to get in kind of a groove, right? So I don't want to go out there and say we're going to have musical chairs, but I feel very strongly about the top three guys, and I think a lot of people do. And anybody who goes in, we go trust them. We believe in them, and I'm excited about all three guys and where they are.
This is probably a tough one to answer because you don't have the full contact and full-on pass rush and things, but do you have a sense of how well your guys handle pass blocking?
Yes, sir. I think we handled it pretty well, honestly. That was not an issue for us last year. We had to fine-tune some things fundamentally and technique-wise. Kids have embraced that, have taken coaching, and actually been doing really well. We had a great session with the linebackers one-on-one today. Did extremely well there, and then also in the third periods, did a great job picking up pressures as well. So my biggest thing right now is assignment. If they know the assignment, I have pure confidence that they go pick it up if they get to that particular linebacker.
What did you think, coming out of last season was kind of the next step for Patrick Smith, and how do you think he has developed during the offseason?
Yeah, I think Patrick is doing really well. If I could go from year one to year two, it's just the understanding of the game, understanding football. I think he does an unbelievable job of preparing. I think he does a really good job of asking questions. I think a year ago, a lot of kids didn't ask questions, maybe because of pride, maybe because of ego. I think we know them better, they know us better. There's that continuity now between coach and player and that relationship. And hey, ask the question, let's talk about it, let's figure it out. And he's done a great job with that.
I have seen you're kind of coaching up the punt returners during those drills. I guess what improvements have you seen from them, or where do you think you guys are at now in terms of developing throughout the fall?
Yeah. I think that's a position that the number one responsibility is to possess the ball.
Right.
So we're looking for somebody who can actually catch it first. Anything beyond the catch is a bonus right now. But what we're working on is just the fundamentals. It's all about our feet being calm. It's all about the judgment of the ball. If the nose is up, if it's going to come down. If the nose is spiraling, it's going to carry. We're just trying to fine-tune the fundamentals. What I would say is we're trying to give them answers to the test, and then, fundamentals have to take over, and then we got to possess the ball by catching it.
Yeah, I got asked that question a while ago. I feel good. I feel good where these guys are. Of course, we got so much work to do, but I love their energy. I love their effort, and the mentality of our room right now is just all about getting better, and that's kind of where we wanted to be right now. We're taking it one practice at a time, one day at a time, and I really like where they're at right now.
It feels like there's sort of a top three in some ways. Like what do you want to see from guys who are a little bit more like kind of depth right now to be able to show in the scrimmage that they can step up and really play for you?
Yeah, our objective for this training camp is really to see how many guys get as many guys as we can ready to perform in the game, and we're trying to build that depth in the room. We don't have a ton of experience. We do have a few guys who played a lot of ball, but for the most part, we're pretty young from an experience standpoint. And again, going into it, it's like, hey, man, we got to get as many guys as we can get ready to prepare for the season, and that's kind of where we are. So all those guys are having that mentality. They're preparing, they're practicing, they're taking care of their bodies as if they're going to be the starter. And that's I like where they're at right there.
How big a jump do you think Carter and Skinner made year one to year two?
Yeah, so, of course, it's my first year with them. Got a chance to go through spring ball, of course. I think, on a day-to-day basis, it's small gains, It's getting more comfortable with being out there, getting more comfortable, getting more reps, being more comfortable being in pressure situations. And what we're trying to create here in practice is just the toughest situations that we can outside of a game to kind of prepare those guys for it. But, again, it's all about their mindset. I like where they're at. Of course, we're not there yet, but I do see games. I do see them getting better, and it is good to see.
Your offensive line on the whole just through camp.
I've been excited all summer to work with these guys. I mean, they put so much in this spring and fall or summer. The time they've invested in their extra time, the stuff they've done after weights with Horrigan and his staff in the weight room. It's been fun to watch them, and it's been exciting to get to camp. And my wife and I were talking last night, it's like day 7, and it's just already here. Like, you have a big scrimmage tomorrow. To watch how a lot of the young guys that played early last year had to play have taken that next step. And then the older guys, how football has really slowed down for them. And those are the things that at the offensive line position, if you're moving forward as a young guy, and the older guys, you have 2 or 3 of them in there that have played enough to connect all the dots, you got a chance to play well.
It's kind of unusual to see a redshirt freshman, possibly competing to be the starting left tackle.
Yeah.
So, I guess, what has Gunnar Hansen done over the last 6 months to just, really improve?
Great, obvious question is, he's the guy that didn't play at all last year.
Right, yeah.
Pitch played a little bit at the end. Castillo started 6 games. Gunnar just was adjusting from the high school to college game, and he came in and submitted himself like, coach, let's go, let's teach. And he's a guy that comes from a great high school program, so he knew how to compete, he knew how to get physical, and really made that decision through the winter workouts with Coach Horrigan, and then in the spring ball. We had a couple injuries, bang, early on, opened up an opportunity. He said, Coach, I got it. And just his confidence in how he said that, slide on out there, let's get through the day. And all of a sudden, hey, the next day we got to do it one more day. Oh, this looks pretty good. And he's out there playing extremely confident right now. So as long as he's playing well, and then Junior Uzibu is doing a great job. He's had a huge camp. Huge camp.
What do you think are Gunnar's kind of biggest strengths and also areas of improvement? He's obviously young.
Yeah, and it's fun because I like this about him. Gunnar's a South Florida kid. And most people look at O-line and then they think skill positions and quarterbacks. Everybody's got stereo. Gunner's got some personality. Gunner's got a little bit of attitude to him and swag, juice, whatever they call it nowadays. He's got some of that. And I think the rest of the group, it's fun because they feed towards that. And so they all work interconnected. And like I said, the older guys are connecting some dots. The younger guys are bringing some liveliness and energy and juice that, when you're in a program that's trying to rebuild and you're here for a while, sometimes that's hard to keep going. And those young guys provide a lot of life in that group right now.
How are you feeling about the center position and the depth there?
Really good. I think you go back and look at last year, I wouldn't say best, but most consistent was probably Julian Hernandez. And then, it was his first year starting, even though he's a third-year college kid. He's going to be in his 4th year this fall. It really was his first time as a starter that they were counting on him. And so he really took ownership this winter. And like I said, I give all the credit. Coach Horrigan and his staff this winter really connected this group and the team. And Julian came out as a leader. Like, it wasn't questions. He just acted like it from day one, from spring ball. And he's really been the glue guy for the whole unit.
How do you weigh, the prospect of having, Ashmore at that right tackle spot that he's always been at versus you also have Brammer who can play a lot of different spots and figuring out where to put those guys?
It's fun, Brammer's given us some versatility. He stepped in and really out of the gate this summer connected with the group. Like, he was running with the older guys, he's living with older guys, that's who he's hanging with. So he became part of the group pretty quick, and I think that was intentional on his part, watching him, that he knew I had to get the trust of my brotherhood before it was just. But he's created a lot of versatility. Him, Castillo, Ashmore, like I said, that right side right now, those 3 guys, Castillo's probably the true guard, but Ash and Brammer have both been playing guard, so it gives us some versatility with those 2. We're going to put the best guys on the field, and you might see 3 guys playing over there throughout a game. Help us, our stamina, and kind of the aggressiveness towards the end of the game.
Do you view him as more of a tackle?
There's no doubt about it. Yeah, there's no doubt he's going to be a long-term guy for us. Could he play tackle? Sure he could. But he's a kid, once again, comes from an awesome program right here in Tennessee. He's a very, very sharp football player. Some of his young guys give him a lot of heck because it comes kind of natural to him, and he remembers stuff. And so He uses that as a weapon. He gets guys on the right line, and he's making plenty of mistakes. But you don't see the weight difference out there. Like, that's what I figure as a young guy is he just got to come along. But at the end of the day, recruit smart, tough, athletic guys, and they're going to make themselves that position.